You gonna stop me? Well, ain't that so? Ain't nothing gonna block me from the pain I know. You have no other choice but to watch me with the flames I grow. You probably think that I'm ungodly, but I ain't that so. But I ain't here to fight Phil. I got everything.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today, we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Let's go now.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
Ready.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Mustang 19.
Looking to throw. Jennings. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. It's taken to the 26. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Go, Reed. Go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
You talk about this Chiefs defense.
They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball, grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Warriors, gotta be 19 tight. 19 tight.
Following the fumble recovery. Jennings. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
60 vices, 60 vices.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Jennings
working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here we go now on 1st and goal.
Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
19 Lions. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
On play action, they'll throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
and 60. Come 19. Come 19.
To throw on second down. Jennings. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Chiefs lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0.
Seahawks, nothing.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Hey, check that,
From the
check that.
22
Street,
now, here's second down and a yard.
Ready?
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. They'll look to throw now on first down. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
19, Tiger. Bronco switch, Bronco switch. No, no.
They'll set up a throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down.
Buffalo 18. Ready.
Back to throw.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into power.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
When you talk about this Seahawk defense,
they come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Back to throw. Jennings. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 44 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
In search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
To throw on 3rd down, Jennings.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, you know, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks. And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Here we go, shot.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, smash Bronco. Let go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number one, maybe they're not having this deficit. And number two, maybe they actually have the lead.
Ready?
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
Come on.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
Looking to throw. Jennings.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Uchenna Nwosu.
Then he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing, because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Panther 11, hustle.
He'll look to throw. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Here's Walker.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Tempo. Ready?
To the right side and complete to Metcalf. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Chiefs are going to get the football here as the ball will come. To the 20. And the defense, Charles, they bent a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And that's about the easiest decline call you'll ever have right there.
Well, it leads me to one of my pet peeves, and maybe peeves is too strong of a word, but if you're going to jump off sides, finish the play. Make sure the play ends. Don't jump off sides and stop because you see the net result here. If you go ahead and finish the play, you don't give up that type of yardage.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 35-yard line.
Ready up.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Jennings.
Right back to Njoku.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Back to throw. Jennings. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Darius Slayton, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Chiefs are able to add on to their first half lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here we go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. Over the middle, complete. That's Walker. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. That's taken on the 25. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
Come on, come on.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Let's go.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. And he powers his way up past the 30. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another 2nd down. It'll be 3rd.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their 3rd down defense, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on 3rd down.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
At the 15-yard line.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Ready?
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going up top. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Ready?
This time they stay on the ground. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback.
On the double.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A three-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no three-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
Back to throw here.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 37. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Hey, check that.
Trying the left side with Walker. And he'll take this down to the 33.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Go, Riggs, go. Ready, go.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Ready.
Now back to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Goal back even further.
2nd and goal at the Chiefs' 17-yard line.
They'll drop to throw.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown.
A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Seahawks are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Go.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback.
Let's go
The
now.
Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Buffalo 18. Ready.
Looking to throw. Jennings. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
First down, Kansas
60
City.
Eagles, 60 Eagles.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 5.
Ready, ready.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Trap 60, trap 60. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 18, Pioneer. Ready.
Operating from the gun, Jennings. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Open man right side is Tony.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Throwing on first down, Jennings. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Nifty move. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. 15 yards.
And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play.
And they'll accept that penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Ready? 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready?
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now.
They're going to look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Ready? Ready?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
On 3rd down, Jennings.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Let's go now.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Here we go.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here, some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And they ran just a little underneath route here on 1st and goal, but there's really not a whole lot of room to operate this close to the goal line. It's just not able to get loose after the catch.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Jamison Williams
from 4 yards out.
And the Chiefs are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
38, Seahawks 6.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. 50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going, and also you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground.
Ready.
2nd and 2. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. This is Fant on the short completion. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Now a 2nd and 10.
19 Lions. Viking 18.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
On first down, Jennings. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Track 60. Come 19. Come 19.
Looking to throw on second down. Jennings. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
We see this a lot on third and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Okay, ready?
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
18 Rattlers. Buffalo 18. Let go.
They'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Let's go now.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Returnable here from the 38. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Jennings. He's airing it out for Williams. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Here we go.
3rd down and 1.
Ready.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
They'll go for it and run a little touch pass here. Down the sideline he goes. Jamison Williams.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
Come on.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. 52 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Hurry!
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Ready?
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here we go. Here
No
we go.
choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Brandon, 4th and 1 on their own side of the 50, and they decide to go for it. As a former defender, I take that personally. I can't believe they let them pick that up. They should have swarmed the line of scrimmage and stuffed that one.
Not surprised, though, because they told us about the supreme confidence they had in the O-line, and they were able to get that yard. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
A little juke, and he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Chiefs, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, the calendar changed October didn't help as they dropped to 0-5 on the year. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7.